It is such a pleasure to be here. I would be remiss if I didn't introduce one other person, the person who invited me to come and spend the day with your children and all the teachers, Miss Alyssa Tooley, who teaches here at Nagusa. And I just feel very lucky to spend a day with these kids from 5 different schools, and we started with the most delightfully silent morning where they all walked in and sat down by a stranger and nobody talked, nobody said anything, nobody made eye contact. And 6 hours later, they were talking to each other, they made some friends, and I really feel like we spent time making music together and thinking about the music we played, not just learning the notes and the rhythms and all that stuff, but really learning maybe some stories behind the music and what it takes to present that to you. So, Peyton, I think you should come up here quick, if you don't mind, because I think you need a microphone. Sarita, you are good. I think you can do it microphone free. Our next work, let me tell you just a little bit about it. If you're familiar with the title Annabelle Lee, you may know the poem. It's Edgar Allan Poe. And the poem is like an 8-verse poem. And the piece written by Douglas Wagner is based on the first 3 stanzas. This idea of a love that is coveted, a love of 2 very young people. They believe that Edgar Allan Poe was writing about his wife, Virginia Clem, and in the poem, it is the typical Poe sort of love poem where the love is special beyond words. The angels covet that love. The angels cannot even believe that they have such a perfect love. And then, of course, the tragedy of his love's death. And that's how all, really, that kind of poetry is supposed to be. And it's especially fitting when you start talking to 13-year-olds over here about that love. And we got a little dicey when I said, it's going to happen. You are going to fall in love with somebody. It's going to happen. Let's hope it ends not so tragically. We want things to, work out well for everyone. But you got to think about how intense these feelings are, and they can feel that way. So my point is, we're going to read you the poem in just a second, just those stanzas. But the work itself, you're going to hear an opening melody by the flute. It's really important you listen to that carefully because it's the only thing you're going to hear the whole piece. Douglas Wagner took one melody and then he weaves it through the work is about 3 or 4 minutes, and he weaves it through and he makes that one beautiful melody about Annabelle Lee stand the test of time in this piece. And we think you'll actually hear the story of what happens to Annabelle. So here are the first 3 stanzas, and then we'll play straight through our piece, Annabelle Lee.
It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabelle Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me.
I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabelle Lee. With the love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me.
And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabelle Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. Special thanks to Miss Stevens, who filled in one clarinet player for 2 sick ones. So we figured that was a fair exchange. 2 sick kids for 1 teacher, so thank you for doing that. Her clarinet mates were very pleased to have her join us. So the next piece is like, you hear that term like from the sublime to the ridiculous. This is sort of what's about to happen. It's called Jai-Ho, and if you're familiar with, which I was not at all until I saw the movie, it was an Academy Award-winning movie 10 years ago. It was called Slumdog Millionaire. And it's a really fascinating movie, and I would strongly encourage you to preview it and then let your kids watch it, because I've been talking about the movie for a day. You might want to watch it first and then see if you think it's appropriate for them. But it's this movie that has like this sort of eternal like hopefulness to it, but it's quite dark. It's about the slums of Mumbai and this little kid that grows up there and sort of the life he leads and how it affects him later as an adult. And but this is what's important. It's not actually the movie, because the movie is this interesting tone. It's what they do in Bollywood. Now, not Hollywood, but Bollywood. This is what the music industry or the movie industry does in Hollywood. No matter what the movie's about, no matter the tone of the movie, when the movie's over, they always have a dance scene. So we thought it was fitting to sort of like this dark thing about Annabelle Lee, and then we'll come up with a dance song, which is exactly what they do in their movies. It doesn't matter what it's about. You end it, everybody comes on stage, and they do a big dance for the movie. So here it is. It's called Jai-Ho. I made them think about stuff that they didn't want to think about, which is like, for example, old people like me still like a good dance song, and that's the kind of music that makes us happy, and so they made me happy. We're playing that today, and I hope they like it. And check out that movie. Just a few more thank yous. Again, to the teachers that brought these kids, they were so well prepared. They came in saying things like us music teachers don't often hear, which is, wow, I really like this song and I practiced it before I got here. I was like, that's how that's supposed to work. I mean, it really worked today like it's supposed to work. So that is super fun. I got to say something to them, which I'm a music teacher at Mount Horeb, and I've been a middle school band director for 35 big ones. So, and these words never leave my lips, and these were the words, you may not play your instrument for the next 60 minutes. That because they played so much today that during the dinner break and their breaks they were not allowed to play. That was pretty fun to say. And I asked them how many times has their teacher said that, and they all said never. So, so many really good things about what the kids did and their willingness to work together. I can't say enough. Thank you, parents, for just taking care of your kids musically, taking care of that, because I really do think it makes them better people for this world. But I'm a musician, so I hope they will grow up to be the same. Finally, to Alyssa Tooley for inviting me and for really organizing this thing well. So you're seeing it now, all the efforts, all the fruits of her labor. So with all that said, we're going to finish. Dr. Rockenstein, a little takeoff on Dr. Frankenstein. You're going to hear all the creepy melodies you've ever heard stitched together to make this a little fun rock closer that we're going to play. Dr. Rockenstein.